If you've been playing non-stop TinyGlade and are looking for more stress-free decorating games to take up all of your time, then look no further because I'll be covering them all in this video. Hello Cozy Gamers, I'm Ellie and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club where we talk about all the latest and greatest cozy games. There are a lot of games that are heavy on decorating, like Animal Crossing or newly released Fields of Mystria. But recently I've noticed a surge in cozy games that are focused entirely on decorating with no other goals or objectives. So let's talk about those, starting with the game that I think started it all, Townscaper. Even though it was only released in 2021, Townscaper feels like it's been around a lot longer. I definitely think its relaxing music, reactive building, and ever so satisfying sounds will be familiar to anyone who has played a game in this genre. Although it may not be as visually stunning as some of the games I'll be mentioning later, its quirky colour palette is part of its charm. Build a cute city or quaint town in the middle of the ocean and discover the secrets that spawn when you line up several pieces just right. Block by block, you can create this world that spills out over the sea with multiple heights for you to play around with. Above all else, Townscaper really shines through in its simplicity. There are very few options about how to create in this game, beyond where you place your block and the colour you make it. But that makes some of the creations that much more impressive. From Townscaper, we move into one of the recent games in this genre, and one I personally cannot put down, and that is TinyGlade. In comparison to Townscaper's simple, almost minimalist building designs, TinyGlade is a beautiful and detailed world builder with every element of this game full of character to discover. Unlike Townscaper, TinyGlade lets you control many elements of your creation, adding windows, lights, pathways, and more in an intuitive way where the game reacts to your input. That's one of the most magical things about TinyGlade, beside the fact that it's absolutely impossible to create anything unattractive in this game because everything about it is so gorgeous. From the trailing vines that creep up your walls to the adorable sheep and ducks that meander their way across your base, TinyGlade is full of little surprises that just add to the wholesome feeling created by this game. There's also so much to discover here because of the interactive way in which the game reacts to your placement. Looking at some of the designs that others have created on social media, sometimes I wonder if we're even playing the same game. But that's the great thing about TinyGlade. You can do so much with so little. And if, like me, you need a little guidance with your creations, TinyGlade has daily prompts to help you come up with things to create, which I think perfectly rounds out this experience. At £12.49, TinyGlade is one of the most expensive titles on this list, but it is also one of the most satisfying with how effortlessly simple it is to create something awe-inspiring. In comparison to Townscaper and TinyGlade, I think Summerhouse gives you the most control over the world you're creating, while still having a little bit of randomness added to the gameplay if you want to keep things interesting. In Summerhouse, your goal is to build beautiful houses of all shapes and sizes and styles. You get to decide how you want them to look and how particular you want to be about their creation. Whether you want to place a random door at the front of your building or select a specific door from the menu rather than leaving it up to fate. It's entirely up to you and the game caters to both styles of gameplay. You can also customize the world around you to create different levels of terrain like in TinyGlade, although it is perhaps not as flexible. Once again, this is another gorgeous game filled with the colours of summer, but it's also not afraid to show some of the uglier aspects of modern buildings, like telephone wires and TV antennas. This grounds Summerhouse in reality, but it's still got a bit of magic to it, and like Townscaper, there are also fun little secrets to discover that will appear if you create the perfect scene. It's also one of the cheapest games on its list at £3.99, so it is definitely worth considering if you're looking for a more affordable option. If you want a little life in your sandbox world, then this next game may be the one for you. In Gordlets, you are responsible for building a small town for cute vegetable folk. While you're building away, your little Gordlets will make themselves at home in the town you're creating, fishing, reading, camping, snoozing, and generally having a grand old time. But you're not just building up the town, you are also designing the interior of every building you create. With a huge catalogue of decorations to create homes, cafes, schools, and more for your vegetable citizens. One of the great things about Gordlets is that when you've finished your little community, you can actually minimize the game in the same way you can Rusty's Retirement, so that it lives on the bottom of your screen while you're working on other things. This is such a neat feature and really lets you enjoy the world you've created. We've talked about a lot of town building games so far, but for this next game, we're going inside to design the room you've always dreamt of. In my dream setup, you can design and decorate your room in any way you want, choosing your favourite colours and styles, going simple or splashing out on the most expensive furniture. This game really lets you create the room you want, from the shape of the room to where the windows and doors are, through to the huge catalogue of furniture, which includes computers, posters, pictures, plants, and other items. The devs have added DLCs to let you create other rooms like kitchens and bathrooms, and there's even a pet DLC to add your favourite fluffy friends to the world. This next one is a little different and a little darker, and that game is Dystopica. It's a small city builder inspired by cyberpunk and a wanderlust of cities that never sleep. Most of the other games on this list are really cute and wholesome, where you're creating small towns or scenes. So if you want something a bit grander, where you're creating vast cities with giant billboards and holograms, then you may be interested in this one. Now let's move on to upcoming cozy decorating games that you've got to look forward to. And we're back to the adorable aesthetics for Make Room. Travel across Make Room Island, cleaning up the homes of the characters that live there, and designing their dream rooms using over 1,000 different objects, which can be resized, recolored, and placed wherever you want. The game also has a built-in designer, so you can literally create new furniture if there isn't something that fits your style, and you'll also be able to download other people's creations from Steam Workshop. Make Room looks adorable, and you'll definitely want to add it to your wishlist if you love these sorts of games. Rather than adding furniture to your room, in this next game you're adding plants. From cacti to monsteras, fill your room with splashes of green to bring a bit of life to every scene, and transform your small and empty apartment into a lush jungle of wildlife. But there's no need to worry about watering or pest control. Just pick a spot for them to go and watch them flourish. Every plant has a perfect spot, which will enhance the overall coziness of your room and its aesthetics. By finding that perfect spot, you'll be able to increase your points and unlock new plants for decoration. Like unpacking, there's also a story to follow along with, as you decorate each apartment you visit, and you can even tidy up and organize the room in Urban Jungle. A lot of the games on this list are created in a cozy and minimalistic style, but Small Spaces is one of the most realistic sandbox builders I've ever seen, to the point where parts of this trailer look like real life rather than a clip from a game. As someone who has loved creating endless houses in The Sims, I'm really drawn to how seamless and intuitive everything looks in this game, even down to the randomizer tool to spawn new objects. This one could be really good. This next game is for train fans because it's just like building and designing your own model railway, except it's in your computer and made from cute low poly art. In Islands and Trains, you can build cozy islands across multiple seasons to the familiar plip and plop sounds of the other games on this list. But then you can also lay train tracks and set a little engine running across the island, weaving between houses, farmland, and stray livestock in its cute pastoral scenes. And the best news is that there is a demo available for Islands and Trains if you want to give it a try. Things get a little magical in this next game, where you play as Dahlia, a young witch returning home after university. Start cleaning and decorating the town around you, helping the magical creatures who live here to organize their homes and their lives, all to the sound of cozy beats. With a touch of magic in Design and Conjure, you can adjust colors, sizes, and magical effects to create the coziest of spaces. And if you're not a fan of the story mode, there's also a creative mode where you can create your own rooms using all of the items available in the game. These final few games all have a story focus, and the first is Camper Van Make It Home, where you design and organize the camper van of your dreams while on a journey of self-discovery. Build your own home on wheels using space-saving measures to fit all of your belongings into the tiny space you have available. There'll be a little bit of puzzling needed as you organize all of your belongings and find the best place to fit them all. Plus, you can even decorate outside of your van as well as inside, and as you travel from place to place to experience the story of the game, you can also customize your van to suit each location you visit. And there's also an adorable corgi joining you on your journey. Memento is a cute decorating game inspired by unpacking and a little to the left, with a big twist. As you play through this game, you'll be following the life of a character as they move from house to house and room to room, and in each one you'll need to decorate and tidy up. But there'll also be life-changing items that you'll need to choose from, deciding which ones to take with you and which ones to leave behind. By choosing your favourite items that you'll take with you through your life, you'll end up writing your character's story, what they like, what they love, and who they might become in the future. There are multiple endings to discover, and who knows where you might end up. Our final game is bright and colourful and takes you to the cobbled streets of a quaint Italian neighbourhood. Build cute little streets to match your Italian grandma's stories, creating colourful houses and little citizens to explore the world you recreate. While at first it may appear similar to Townscaper, this game is a lot more customizable, letting you create and customize tiny elements of the world around you, like opening and closing windows, adding plants and decorations, and people. There's also a demo available for Monterona if you want to try it out. Those are all of the games that I am aware of, but I'm sure there are so many more that have slipped under my radar. So if there are any you know about, make sure to drop them down in the comments to share them with everyone else. I hope that this video helped you to find your next cozy decorating game, and if it did, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my channel for more cozy gaming content. I hope to see you next time. Bye!